Hello and welcome to another math video. We are getting our way into the Year 10 course on quadratics. We're going to look today at factorizing non-monic quadratic trinomials. So if you didn't watch the video on monic trinomials, go back and watch that. You need to watch that first. It will make this make a whole bunch more sense. So in non-monic trinomials, we need to use the PSF method. There's no other way of doing it. For the monic ones, I showed you guys a shortcut at the end, but you can't apply that shortcut here. If you're trying to apply the shortcut here, you're going to get it wrong. It's no good. So let's look at some examples, and let's look at when we would use this method and why we would use it. So let's factorize 2x squared minus x minus 1. Okay, so looking at this, it's quadratic because there's a squared in there. If you get a cube, it goes with the highest power, so 2 is the highest power here, so it is a quadratic. And there's 3 terms, so trinomial, 3 terms, there's 3 terms here. And if you look at that, there's nothing in common with the 3 terms. I mean, you can't pull a common factor out the front. So what we're going to do, we need to use the PSF method to break this middle term up in the middle here. So PSF method, PSF down the side of the page. P stands for product. And we get P by taking the constant, which is -1 here, multiplied by the coefficient of x squared, which is 2. So our value of P here is -1 times 2, so it's -2. S is our coefficient of our middle term, so here S is going to be -1. And F, I'm after 2 numbers for F, whose product is -2 and whose sum is -1. Or 2 numbers that multiply to get -2 and add to get -1. Because P is negative, one of them is going to be negative. I'm just going to tell you what the answer is for this. In future, sorry, that's not actually quite right. In future, if I don't, I would encourage you guys to pause it and make sure you get F before I get F. So just before, when I've written P and S down, pause the video, get F by yourself, and just check that you're getting the same thing for F as me. What that means then, over here, we get 2x squared. This is equal to 2x squared minus 2x plus x minus 1. These two here, the -2 and the -1, have become my coefficients here. -2 plus 1. And of course, these two combined again would make -x. Okay, we're not going to combine them, so we're trying to get 4 terms, which we've got. So if we do combine them again, we do get back to where we started with. We're not trying to do that. Given there's 4 terms here now, we are going to use the method of grouping in pairs. So grouping in pairs, pair at the front, pair at the back. It's not going to matter if you get this order different, you'll still get the same answer. It might look slightly different in the end, but it's still the same thing. My first side here, common factor is 2x. So I then get x minus 1. At the back here, I need to get an x minus 1. This is equal to 1, x minus 1. So my answer for this is going to be common factor of x minus 1, and then 2x plus 1. Okay, and that is my answer then. I'm done. Okay, game over. Good game. Thanks for coming, champ. If you expand that, you should get back to where you start. Okay, it's just the same thing as the PSF method from the last video. F, my deliberately chosen numbers. Okay, I'm not going to get into a proof of it now. I'm going to do some more examples, get you guys confident in using this method, because you need to be able to factorize like this. Alright, example B. B for banana. B-A-N-A-N-A-N-A-S. Example B is going to be 6x squared minus x minus 1. PSF. PSF. P here, minus 1 times 6. P is minus 6. S is minus 1. It's a coincidence it's minus 1 again. F, you need to find 2 numbers that multiply to get minus 6, add together to get minus 1. Just a hint, one of them is negative because P is negative. Pause the video, go and find them. Anyway, so the 2 numbers that you need are going to be -3 and +2. So -3 times 2 is -6. minus 3 plus 2 is going to get you minus 1. Okay, so splitting up our middle term here, this is equal to 6x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 1. Okay, grouping in pairs, first pair, second pair. First pair is going to be 3x out the front, and it's going to be x minus 1. My second pair, ooh, actually that's not right, being too quick. It's going to be 2x minus 1. And then for our second term here, it's going to be plus 1, 2x minus 1. So this is equal to common factor here of 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1, that comes out the front, so 2x minus 1. And then our leftovers, we need to multiply this thing here by 3x to get this part here. So multiply by 3x. We need to multiply that there by 1 to get this whole part here. So plus 1. That's my answer. Job done. Okay. Again, if you want to, you can check by expanding. Example C. C for Cartesian. René Descartes. Very famous. Most famous Frenchman ever. 2x squared plus 13x plus 15. Look at that. Lovely. Alright, PSF. Okay, so especially here, given this is not 1, means it's non-monic, we have to do PSF. P here, product is 15 times 2, which is 30. S, my middle term, 13. Okay, so F, I need two numbers that multiply to get 30, add to get 13. Multiply to 30, add to 13. Take a second, go and figure it out. If you're really stuck, use simultaneous equations. P times Q is 30, P plus Q is 13. Go and do substitution. That's not very nice, but it's an option. There are other methods we'll look at, by the way, which help us solve these things. We can avoid using this method, but generally this is still one of the nicer methods of doing it. The other methods are pretty ugly. Anyway, if you haven't got F yet, pause the video, take your time. F is going to be here 3 and 10. Okay, so they multiply to get 30, add to get 13. Given this is positive, it's all positive, it's all good. Alright, so 2x squared plus 3x plus 10x plus 15. Okay, so this 13x here has been broken up into my 3x and my 10x. Okay, so this is equal to, factorize the first half here, grouping into pairs. My first pair here has a common factor of x, so I then get 2x plus 3. And my second term here, or second pair here, sorry, common factor of 5. So 5 outside of 2x plus 3. Okay, now again, 2x plus 3, 2x plus 3. I feel like I've done this to death, guys. So this is 2x plus 3, and then x plus 5. That's all the examples I'm going to do. I've been talking for like 9 minutes already. Go and do a bunch yourself. I'll upload a worksheet for you guys. You need to be good at this. This needs to become second nature to you. If you make mistakes in this process, life's not going to be very nice later on. Okay, just like bread and butter questions. All the next unit we're going to use this stuff. All year 11, year 12, you need to use this stuff. So make sure we're good at it. If you need more help, for more explanation, put a comment somewhere and I'll do my best to get more for you. But make sure you get some practice first. Before you tell me I'm a horrible explainer, which I am, go and get some practice. Hopefully we can work it out for you. Thanks for watching.